My stepmother forced us to hold freezing blocks of solid ice with bare hands whenever we complained. Yet that sick punishment was absolutely nothing compared to the quiet nightmare she arranged for our paralyzed grandfather. 4 months after Dad got remarried to Beatrice, she sat my older sister Clara and me down and placed a heavy metal bucket on the coffee table. From now on, disrespect costs heat, she announced. 1 ice block per offense. Hold it tight. No towels allowed. Clara thought it was a bluff and laughed. Beatrice grabbed Clara's wrists, shoved a jagged chunk of ice into her palms, and squeezed her hands shut. Hold it, she hissed. Clara winced, her fingers turning bright red, enduring it while her hands shook. Beatrice pulled out another block. You're still breathing heavy. By the 3rd block, Clara's hands were purple, dripping water onto the floorboard. Beatrice glared at me. Do you understand the protocol, Maya? I nodded so furiously I got dizzy. Dad was out of state for weeks driving trucks. When he FaceTimed us at 7:45 p.m., Beatrice told him we spent a productive afternoon learning stoicism. Dad smiled, thrilled we were bonding. The rule escalated fast. Sighing meant 1 block. Rolling your eyes meant 2. Mentioning our late mother earned 3 blocks and an hour in the unheated basement. Beatrice kept the bucket prominently by the freezer, sometimes rattling the tray just to watch us jump. Clara tried running her hands under scalding water in the bathroom sink to recover, but Beatrice caught on and shut off the hot water valve. Numb fingers became her favorite evidence of misbehavior. Then Dad's father, Grandpa Leo, had a severe stroke and moved in. He was fragile, wheelchair-bound, and completely unable to speak. I remember the first time Beatrice fed him. Her jaw clenched tight. She wheeled him into his ground floor bedroom, closed the door, and the metallic clinking of spoons stopped instant. I thought he just wasn't hungry. I was 9. I trusted adults. Grandpa Leo grew weaker by the week. By November, he barely opened his eyes. Beatrice assured Dad that stroke victims naturally sleep to heal. Dad believed her. Clara and I were strictly banned from Grandpa's room, secured with a heavy-duty deadbolt and a brass key Beatrice kept in her pocket. One freezing Tuesday at 4:15 p.m., Beatrice rushed to a hair appointment and left her winter coat draped over the sofa. Clara dug through the pockets and pulled out the brass key. We sneaked into Grandpa's room. The air was suffocatingly hot, smelling of sour milk and chemicals. Grandpa Leo was slumped in his wheelchair, head drooping onto his chest. There was a crushed pill blister pack on his nightstand. Clara read the label. It was a heavy veterinary tranquilizer. She's drugging him so she doesn't have to deal with him, she whispered. I felt sick. She shook Grandpa's shoulder, but he didn't wake up. A living person is supposed to react. He just slumped sideways. Clara wrestled his heavy winter coat onto him, unlocked the sliding glass patio door, and we pushed his wheelchair out into the freezing snow. We shoved him 3 blocks up the icy hill to the 24-hour Denny's diner on Elm Street. The manager there used to play poker with Grandpa before the stroke. Clara shoved the wheelchair into the blinding fluorescent light of the diner and screamed, "Call an ambulance. Please call someone right now." The manager dialed 911 immediately. In the emergency room, the physician said Grandpa Leo was suffering acute organ failure due to massive doses of animal sedatives. 2 more days, and his heart would have stopped entirely. They pulled Clara into a side room, and she spilled everything. The ice bucket, the deadbolt, the empty blister packs. Police raided our house at 9:30 p.m. They found the veterinary drugs hidden inside coffee cans. They found a digital spreadsheet where she tracked his dosage alongside a countdown to his life insurance payout. She was systematically shutting his body down. They arrested Beatrice at the salon, sitting under a hairdryer. Dad drove 12 hours straight to the hospital. He sat beside Grandpa's bed, burying his face in his hands, sobbing so violently that his shoulders shook. Clara stood in the doorway, staring right through him, and delivered the only sentence she would speak to him for the next 4 years. You thought she was a saint. A state investigator pulled me aside in the waiting room and asked if I noticed anything else weird about Beatrice's background. Anything that didn't add up. I told him about the stack of mail she kept locked in her glove box. The letters addressed to a different last name, regarding a lawsuit from a private hospice care facility in Nevada. The facility where 7 elderly patients had mysteriously died of heart failure during her night shifts 6 years ago. Beatrice had been the floor manager.